Something just came up and I want to remind you guys. Please talk to and take seriously anything your kids say about their invisible friends. Don't laugh at them, don't tell them they're lying. Let them talk. These kids have to hang on to their multidimensionality, we never got a chance to, and that's what the DS wants. They want us to forget it. Think of the struggle you and so many others are having trying to reconnect your intuition and the remembrance you once had of outer space or at least of spirit guides and angels. Children also have to deal with malevolent attachments. The attachments we get first attach when we're children. Some stay with us for life. Your family needs to be very aware of positive guidance and negative attachments who are trying to attach to your children. They do this by scaring them. When your kid is crying at night over things in their room, take them seriously. I've just finished a book that tells the parents to allow children to sleep with them, but at least leave the light on when they sleep because negative entities come out in the dark, not in the light. In the daytime, they're hiding in dark spots in your basement, so light the place up. Open windows, let in fresh air, and put on lights in your darkest places. The more we all wake up and become multidimensional, the more we're going to realize that negatives are a problem. Keep talking to your children about what they experience at night. Don't let them lose the gift that our intellectually based life on Earth would rob them of. I'm also being prompted to ask you not to let them watch too much television and to stay on the computer for long. While interacting with these machines, your mind will fall to the same vibrational frequency as they do. So let the child have time for his or her invisible friends and for imagination, which is just exercise of their creative abilities. I'd say give them pencils and see what they draw. That might be revealing. Now on with another thing I was just reminded to channel on. There's no such thing as failure, only ignorance. You have to change the way you look at things. There is no such thing as loss, only change. There is no such thing as failure, only ignorance. Ignorance requires enlightenment, light or information, that's all. Then you create another creation based on this enlightenment. There is no such thing as death, only eternal life. Suffering is optional. The light does not lose and it does not fail. Only evil fails because it flies in the face of universal law. It's even spelled backwards, the reverse of live. Me, Ivo, can you discuss these things please? Ivo, my love, yes. There is no such thing as failure. In a positively based universe, how can one be unsuccessful? Me, what if there's a war and your side loses? Or a sports team loses to another? Ivo, when Montreal meets Boston and they have a match, and they are not the victors, is this the same every time they challenge each other? Me, no. Sometimes one wins, sometimes the other. Ivo, I rest my case. When you narrow it down to one moment in time, then it can appear to be a loss, but you must look at the rest of the story. When Montreal loses, the team will get together with a coach, and the coach will go over everything that was done incorrectly. The coach will look at everything that could be improved upon. The coach will switch line members. The coach will mandate additional training for weaknesses in the team's players. Yes? Me, if you say so. Ivo, well, I assure you, they take their games seriously and this is done for them. So there is no loss here, because improvement is focused upon. Me, some say when you don't try, then it's a loss. Ivo, perhaps it is not your life's challenge to try. Perhaps it is not in your karma to rebalance. Perhaps attempting to be like others is not your personal mandate. There are many reasons for not trying. Oftentimes the one who does not try at life does not like the game. Perhaps this is the smartest person who looks at the odds of ever doing well for themselves and says, no, I will not play this game. I do not like it. There are many reasons for not trying, but failure is never one of them. Humans do not fail. Me, what about what we were saying about this being the second time that we will seek the quorum of 67% for ascension? If we don't succeed, then we're all going to stay on the lower timelines. Ivo, and then Archangel Michael said that nothing is written in stone yet. It is normal to want to ascend, you experience it as a feeling of wanting to improve oneself. Me, so that whole channeling was for nothing? Ivo, no, if all of you stay on the artificial timelines a bit longer, it might take more to reach the natural timeline which would be heading up to the 5th dimension, but you can still make it. Me, so it's like running after a bus that's already left the stop. Ivo, you could look at it that way. However, there are some who are already capable of making it and you are one of them. So 5D would have some on it already, but we desire a quorum of 67%. Me, So that's what you want, it's not a necessity. Ivo, yes. Me, it's not a question of we all go or nobody goes, it's not a question of 67% goes or nobody goes, it's a question of getting as many as possible to reduce the losses on the lower timelines and to not refuel the matrix and the deep state. I see. Yes, I'm getting an intuition. 2/3 have to go, otherwise the lower timeline will still be too empowered. And the ones who are going to the higher timelines are the stronger ones, more connected ones anyway. Ivo, exactly, my love. Me, it's about empowering the higher timelines and disempowering the lower artificial timelines. The sooner more people leave the lower timelines, the more disempowered the DS will become. Okay, got it. Ivo, you see the problem they are having already as their campaign is looking rather psychotic. Me, yes. Ivo, already you are affecting their progress. Now let us completely disintegrate their campaign and not only leave them behind, but the others on the artificial timeline might even return to what they knew as normal before all this began. Then they simply carry on living until they pass on, at which time they will find a new home and make new journeys upon other home worlds. Me, yeah, if everything was just restored to normal, but if that timeline will depopulate, Ivo. It would have to. Ivo, it will. Me, so that's not normal. Ivo, have you heard of NPCs? Me, non-playing characters? Or holographic humans? There could be one person left on Earth, but there would be millions of people around them anyway? Ivo, this could be you, now. Me, very funny. Ivo, you create your reality. You have your own personal timeline. Me, yes, perhaps. It's staggering when you try to comprehend the true nature of reality from a third or fourth dimensional perspective. Ivo, yours is fifth. Me, I find it easiest to wait for the next thing. Just see all the events happening in succession on a linear timeline. That's the easiest way to comprehend. Ivo, but you realize it is anything but that. The timeline you see is your own. Me, I know. I realize there are many dimensions that impact the timelines here, and then many aspects of all the people on Earth impacting it as well. It's quantum. Can we talk about this, please? Ignorance requires enlightenment, light or information, that's all. Then you create another creation based on this enlightenment. Ivo, it is a simple construct. When you do not know, seek out the information you require, then change your mind. You do it all the time. What we provide to the viewer is information from a multidimensional perspective. This is new to your planet, relatively new. Me, yes. So we know when the information was correct because we get the result we desire. Ivo, yes, point A your starting point, point B your ending point. You get information, or for the intuitive you get guidance that starts you along your path to point B. This is how one uses the law of attraction. Me, and then the last point we wanted to make is that when you spell life backwards you get evil, not death. There is no death, only perpetual life. The opposite of life is evil. Ivo, correct. Death does not exist. All is a transition from physical state to a state of spirit and back. What you find so heinous about dying on Earth is the means with which many of you die. You all want to die peacefully in your sleep, but many people are put through horrific deaths. In the galaxy, we dissolve our physical bodies back into energy. We have no graves. We simply die when our life must end and go on in spirit and then reincarnate again at some point. Me, yes, I want to do that. Dissolve this body and go back to Tianyas. Ivo, I will teach you. Me, cool. Never liked graves or even cremation. Ivo, no need, my love. No need.